Bill Belichick. Catch Inside the NFL, Wednesday at 9, 8 Central on the CW.
Now at 10, thieves use drones to case a local neighborhood where 3 homes have already been burglarized. The suspects linked to a suspected crime tourism ring.
Plus, a suspicious fire causes concern in the San Fernando Valley. Residents suspect a serial arsonist is on the loose, setting fires at random.
And a special delivery ends up in the hands of a thief, even before the expensive laptop makes it to the homeowner's front porch. Now on the news at 10. Good evening, I'm Micah Ullman.
And I'm Cher Calvin. Thieves getting more and more sophisticated, with burglars now using drones to case homes.
It is happening in one local community where 3 homes have already been hit and residents are on edge. KTLA's Rick Chambers live in Valencia with details on the thieves who may be linked to a crime tourism ring that's targeting celebrities and sports stars. Rick.
Yeah, Micah, it seems that no home is safe from these thieves, and especially this time of year. They are highly organized and they use high-tech equipment, and they've been hitting homes all around the country, including here in Valencia. Now, there is a task force that's been set up to deal with this, but it keeps happening.
It's frustrating. It's disappointing.
He's one of the most popular athletes in professional sports, but he's also one of the latest victims of tourism burglary teams. Both Mahomes and teammate Travis Kelce had their Kansas homes robbed on back-to-back days just last month. And just 2 of the growing number of celebrity athletes in multiple leagues to be targeted, and prompting the NFL and NBA to issue a bulletin saying it's important for players to maintain situational awareness, practice social media safety, and implement home security measures to reduce risk. Now, because team schedules are public knowledge, it's easy for these burglary rings, most coming in from South America, to know when the players will be gone. And some may already be under surveillance. Tactics have included attempted home deliveries, posing as ground maintenance, or joggers in the neighborhood.
This certainly has a level of sophistication to it, obviously.
Former Special Agent Michael Tabman recommends getting the FBI involved.
We have to have an agency such as the FBI with broad jurisdiction throughout the country. So when we have crimes occurring in multiple states, not only do we have the jurisdiction, but we have the resources.
Here in California, home tourism burglary has been a problem for years. Thieves hiding cameras in bushes and fake rocks, jamming devices used to disable security cameras. Hundreds of Chilean and Colombian tourists have been arrested, including some of the masterminds.
Once the crime tourists had gone across the country and stolen merchandise, money, credit cards, debit cards, they would send much of that back to the defendants. The defendants would then fence or sell that merchandise.
One of the latest cases may be in Santa Clarita. Drones used to surveil 3 homes in a well-to-do neighborhood. Then hooded suspects entered the backyards and break in, only to be followed to a nearby motel parking lot.
There's 5 of them that were hanging out together, and as soon as they noticed that they were being watched, they all took off.
And with publicity and warnings being ramped up, it's likely the tourism criminals will adjust their targets and tactics.
And one problem with stopping this is that Chile has a visa waiver program with the U.S. That means that tourists coming from there do not have to be vetted before they enter this country. But there is a move underway right now to close that loophole. In Valencia, I'm Rick Chambers. Guys, I'll throw it back to you in Hollywood.
Rick, thank you. Now to breaking news in Exposition Park, where a 16-year-old bicyclist is dead after being hit by a car, and CHP officers believe it was intentional. The possible road rage crash happened just before 4:30 this afternoon in a parking lot at BMO Stadium. Investigators say 40 bicyclists were riding on Figueroa when a confrontation unfolded between those riders and a driver in a sedan. That's when they say the driver followed the riders into a parking lot and intentionally ran over the teenager before taking off.
It's a tragic incident and 100% preventable. It should have never happened, especially here and how it played out. We urge that driver to come to a CHP station, come back here and talk to us, tell us what happened. No parent should have to go through that.
The identity of the teenager killed has not yet been released. CHP officers are urging anyone who has information to come forward.
An assistant principal is under arrest tonight, accused of molesting multiple students at an elementary school in Ventura County. 42-year-old David Braff Jr. of Thousand Oaks was arrested this morning and charged with 17 felony counts of lewd acts on a child younger than 14. Braff worked as a school counselor at McKevitt Elementary School from 2015 to 2019. Prosecutors allege he molested students between 6 and 10 years old in the school office. The DA's complaint includes special allegations that the crimes involved planning and sophistication and that the victims were very vulnerable. Such allegations can bring heavier sentences if a defendant is convicted. Arraignment is set for Monday.
A carport explodes in flames, destroying cars and burning dangerously close to an apartment building in Sherman Oaks. Residents say there is an arsonist on the loose, lighting fires in the neighborhood and leaving a trail of destruction.
KTLA's Ktla Dt spoke with one resident who lost her car in the latest fire. It's an interview you'll see only on 5. She's live in Sherman Oaks. Angeli.
First, a loud bang. And we just heard a bang. It's like, what was that? And then red flames. We ran outside. Our car is on fire. Adelita Lopez says she was at home watching TV on Wednesday night when her 2022 Kia Soul, which was parked behind her apartment building on Fulton Street in Sherman Oaks, became engulfed in flames, completely destroying her car, a neighbor's car, and the entire carport.
It's very scary. It's been very traumatic. It's been a really rough couple of days.
The flames, reaching 15 feet high, could be seen from the street. Adelita says she could feel the heat as it cracked her bedroom window and melted a second-floor AC unit. Wednesday's fire is the latest in a string of suspected arsons in the neighborhood, including 3 vehicles and a building, all within a mile radius of Fulton and Moore Park, and neighbors are keeping tabs.
There was a house fire in this neighborhood and a couple garbage fires, and the Mark's Garden on Ventura Boulevard all were set on fire in the same night.
Adelita suspects her case is connected to those crimes.
It's October 20th, and then this happened on November 20th. I don't know if that's a connection. I don't know. The captain said we're going to call it arson.
While neighbors say they generally feel safe,
We do park in the garage, but who's to say what could happen?
Adelita hopes a fire narrowly missing a power line next to several homes gets more attention from police and city officials.
If there is a serial arsonist in this neighborhood, then we need to know, and someone needs to be apprehended and taken off the streets.
Now, Adelita says she doesn't have any surveillance footage to show police. She's asking the public's help with that. If anyone saw anything or has any surveillance footage to come forward. For now, they're reporting live here in Sherman Oaks. Angela Cockadale, I'll send it back to you in the studio.
Police have arrested 2 men in connection with a flash mob burglary at an AutoZone in South LA. It happened in June, and police say the group was part of a street takeover nearby. 18-year-old Adrian Vivero was arrested for burglary.